Good morning, YouTube. This is Renew with L, and I'm going live this morning. And first, I just want to say happy Sunday. Today is a very loaded day. So, for some, today is Easter Sunday. Um, for people who celebrate Resurrection Day or Easter Sunday, it is the day that our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ defeated death, the devil, and he rose from the dead. So today is that day. Um, Today is also April the 20th, 2025. Now, for some, that represents, I don't know the technical name of the day, but it's Weed Day for those of us, or for those of us who indulge in cannabis. Not me personally, but I'm being inclusive. Today is a day to celebrate, and I see that Popeyes might have a good sandwich on sale, and they might be celebrating the munchies aspect of it. So for some of us, it is that day, and for others, it's just another Sunday morning that we are graced to be here. So whatever day it is that you are celebrating, then happy that. But today is especially special for me. Book, the title, it looks like it says my connection is unstable. So let's do this. Just one moment. Looks like it's okay now. Sorry. The title of my ebook is Self Care, the Prequel, the truth behind why you're unable to start and sustain your self care routine and how to finally succeed. I know that's a long title, but self care is something that a lot of people struggle with. And we, um, we might start and stop. We may have a lot of issues that derail our self care, life circumstances. But this book focuses on how to start it and keep doing it. I'm not going to go into too much detail here because I do have some questions, and I will be taking questions in the chat if some present, but some trending questions that I'm going to answer that kind of give more insight into the ebook. The ebook has not launched technically yet. I'm going to go ahead and launch it after the live. So I just wanted to announce it and introduce it. Um, I'm having a 3-day sale starting today. So for 72 hours, you will get a discount, the book at a discounted price of $47. It'll go back to the regular price of $67 after the 3-day sale. Okay, so I'm going to delve into some of the trending questions that I thought would be good to answer to kind of give you insight into the ebook. So I did write them down. So excuse me while I look. So I'm going to randomly pick one of these questions. Okay, so the first question is the book physical or is it digital? The book is a digital download. So there is no physical book that you would receive. You will receive it after purchase in your email to download. It is a flip book, so it is you're able to like actually flip through not physical pages, but on the book it gives you the experience and even the sound of flipping through a book. And then there is a clickable table of contents. So if there is a section that you want to go to, like if you don't want to read it from page one to the end of the book in consecutive order, it gives you the option of clicking on the table of contents. Okay, so I will go to the next question, which is what inspired you to write Self Care, the Prequel? And why is it so important for busy women? Well, first, what inspired me to write the book is my struggle with self care. And self care is an ongoing battle. I still struggle with self-care, not in the ways that I used to. So throughout my life and throughout some of my life circumstances, it really helped me to delve in and really understand the fact that self-care is so important. It's not an option, it's not a luxury, it is not selfish. It is actually a necessity. It is a lifeline. It's something that we absolutely need to do. So, one of the important life circumstances was my diagnosis of breast cancer. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer, it really forced me to make self care a priority. I had already started um, self care in the realm of physical, in that I was a gym rat. If you watch any of my videos or anything pertaining to me, part of it is that I am a gym rat. So I was into the fitness and nutrition and the holistic care and the herbs and the remedies of the physical realm, but I needed to delve into spiritual. So um, that was one of the life circumstances that helped me to understand that self care is really, really important. And it's a lifeline and it's necessary. And I needed to get into my spiritual self care. So there are different components of self. So there are different aspects to self care that complement the components. And we'll get into that as a feature of the book also. Another thing that inspired me is my therapy clients. As you may or may not know, I'm a therapist of over 20 years, but I recently delved into the private practice space. So I went into private practice a few years ago, and the majority of my clientele is women from all walks of life. I have some men, but of women. And whatever reason we enter into the therapy space, and we know that there's a uh, numerous numbers. There's a lot of reasons. I'll say it this way: there are a lot of reasons that we might enter into the therapy space. So, what I noticed was that whatever reason the women came to therapy for, I always encourage them to focus on self first, focus on self care and getting to know yourself, falling in love with yourself again, and reconnecting with you. And when I noticed this trend of me encouraging women to focus on themselves, that is another reason I was inspired to write this book about self care, because our relationship with ourselves is the most important relationship that exists, and it changes the direction of all of our other relationships. It sets the precedent for our other relationships, whether they be business, social, our family, our friends, in any relationship. um, the relationship with self is that foundation. So that was the inspiration. Can you share one key tip or strategy from your book that readers can start applying today to improve their self care? Well, I think that I already delved into that, and that is to focus on yourself and do something for yourself. Like on today, people sometimes are frenzied, cooking big dinners and running themselves down. So, if I had to give a tip that a reader could implement from day one, is to just take 5 minutes for yourself each day. Take 5 minutes for yourself to do what you want to do for nobody else and just for you. If you want to sit in the dark and listen to the OJs, then you do that. But give yourself just a short period of time in the beginning to do what it is that you desire to do. Um, and if you don't even know what you desire to do, you have to figure out what it is you even like to do, because sometimes life circumstances writes upon the tablet of who we are in a negative way. It could be a positive way, but it changes us. Sometimes life changes us and we don't even know what we like anymore. So reconnect with what you like. What did you like to do in childhood? What did you want to be when you grew up? So these are things that I delve into the book also. So take 5 minutes to do what you want to do and go back in the past a little bit to figure out what it is you enjoy to do if you have trouble connecting with that. How does your approach to self-care differ? Okay, I'll start over. How does your approach to self-care differ from other methods or advice out there? My approach to self-care differs because when other books or other strategies for practicing self-care, and this is no shade to them because there is space for that, but when they delve into self-care, they focus on the care. So they'll tell you to go light some candles, practice aromatherapy, deep breathing, and all of those things are wonderful. But my focus is not on the care, but instead the self and the different components of self, or the different parts of self. So that's what makes my strategy different, because I focus on the self. There are different components to self, which the ebook talks about: the physical self, the social self, the emotional self, the spiritual self, the psychological self, even the financial self. There are different components of self, and we have to identify which part of that self needs nurturing. And so I have crafted um, some quizzes. I have crafted quizzes that help you to identify what aspect of self needs nurturing, and what tools you need to utilize to nurture that portion of self. So, the personalized quizzes, the focus on self, and we also identify some of the barriers that prevent us from practicing self care or continuing self care. So, barriers and obstacles, we have some real life examples. So I think that the book is a good tool that teaches us to focus on the self part of self care. And I think that's what's going to lend to the longevity of it. Because when you reconnect with yourself, and the self is changing, if you're connected, then you're able to know what to do. Okay. What do you hope readers will achieve after reading your ebook, and how will it impact their day to day lives? I hope that readers will achieve the transformation of going from struggling with self care, not really knowing self, an unbalanced life, and unfulfilled life, feeling like they have no time for themselves, feeling a lack of connection with their families. They may be struggling at work. They may have some physical health symptoms. Excuse the car alarm outside. They just feel this sense of influx and disequilibrium and unbalance in their lives. I want people to feel balanced, connected with self, knowing self, loving self, so that once they have the stability of self and knowing themselves, then they are able to fulfill all of the other responsibilities they have in life. Because, busy people, busy women, whether you're professionals at home or professionals in an office space, or you're a stay-at-home mom, or you work from home, or whatever space you land in as a busy woman, you're able to fulfill all of your responsibilities while still having time for self. So to be balanced, to be healthy, to be whole, and to finally be able to practice self-care throughout life's turbulences and twists and turns, and to stay focused on self, and to be stable, to be happy and fulfilled. that is what my hope is for my readers. What are some of the common reasons women struggle to start and sustain a self care routine? And how does your book address these challenges? Some of the common reasons women struggle to start and sustain a self care routine is because some of us have been taught to believe that that's not important, that um, your kids come first, your family comes first, your job comes first, everything comes before you, and you are last on the totem pole, um, per se. Some women don't make it a priority um, because they don't feel like they are important enough to practice self care. Some people don't even know. They didn't see their mothers practice self care, so they don't think that it is something that is important. We see it as an option. So, or we try to implement something that does not really fulfill our need for self care. So, that's what I was talking about, where people are focusing on the care part and they do these generic standard things that are supposed to be a one size fits all, and they are not being reached in the practices that they do, or they are inconsistent. And sometimes when life happens, that's the first thing that goes is the things that we see as luxury and not necessity. So, um, how does my book address these challenges? It addressed the challenges again by helping to overcome some of the obstacles, some of the mental barriers that we have, and it's basically about a mindset shift also, because life is not always about what happens; it is about what we think about what happens. And so there are different angles that I take in this ebook to help address that. So that's is what that's what makes my book different. Also, is because of the quizzes and because of the delving into the self. We really go into the self. Is this book for beginners or people who are already into self care? This book is for everybody. This book is for beginners because no matter where you are in the beginning or you're more seasoned, intermediate, advanced, we can always learn something. And I believe that this will help you to learn how to implement self care or start your self care or to tailor the self care that you already have or to deal with some of the mental barriers and obstacles that we face that may derail or affect our self care. So, this book is for everybody. I think it is helpful for everyone, no matter where you are in your self care journey. This book is for everyone. How long is the book? The book is a little bit over 60 pages. It's a little bit over 60 pages. And I'm not just saying this because I wrote it, but it's some pretty easy reading. I think that there is an implementation of different elements that play. So it's 67 pages. So that is the end of the questions. Um, I think you all are all out being busy. This is Easter Sunday, so I was prepared for the fact that maybe nobody would be in the chat, but I hope that you'll be able to replay this video and watch it. Check out this ebook. It's launching today. Like literally after I get off of this live, I am going to launch the ebook. Um, check out in the details below. There is a sales page um, where you can go and buy the ebook. It is on www.selfcarebyLauren. Um, so I will be keeping you posted. I'm about to go launch this ebook. I'm so excited. I think it will help you. It has helped me. It is the system that I've developed, and it is from my life, from my life's challenges, from my mistakes, from my downfalls, from my disappointments. I've had to pick myself back up because I didn't have a choice. So I've developed this into a system. And it's flawed because I am flawed, but this is what has helped me to save my life literally. And I want to help you save your life. So if I had to answer that question again, what do I hope for my readers? I want them to save their life and I want them to be happy in their lives. So go ahead and check out Self Care the Prequel, why you can't start and sustain your self care routine and how to finally succeed. I want to see you succeed. Let's succeed together. So check out the ebook. I'm about to go launch it. I'm so excited. So excited for the ebook. I'm so excited for the new beginning you're going to have as a result of this ebook. So, on any of my videos or even on this video, drop in the comments what your experience is with the book, what you would like to see, any improvements, what you like about the book. Give me your feedback. I'm open to your feedback. So I'm so excited for you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a wonderful Sunday. Have a wonderful Resurrection Day. Have a wonderful Weed Day. And don't forget, I just forgot. Don't forget the ebook, Self Care the Prequel, why you can't start and sustain your self care routine, and how to financially succeed. Go get your copy. It's a 3 day sale. It's going to go back to regular price after the 3 day sale. So go ahead and get your copy. I'll see you soon. Bye.